Happy Tuesday, y'all. If you hear the noise, that would be rain. Yes, we're getting rain. So I hope you can hear me for the noise. But how's your Tuesday going? Mine is much better than yesterday. So Lippy's on her way to full recovery, I do believe. Because I got my coffee with me. And I'm enjoying every sip of it. But before I get started on today's recipe, I'm fixing to insert a clip I just made of the ingredients. This is candied jalapeños. Some people call it cowboy candy. Only this will not be in a gel consistency, kind of a semi-gel consistency. But some of you know it as pickled jalapeno or cowboy candy, omitting the sure gel. So I'm going to go get a rag, because I'm going to need a rag. I'm going to insert your ingredients. Then I'll meet you back here. We might get 4 jelly jars. 5 cups diced jalapenos. In this pot, we have 1 cup apple cider vinegar. Make sure it's 5%. 3 cups sugar. 1/4 teaspoon turmeric. 1/4 teaspoon celery seed. 1½ teaspoons garlic powder. 1/2 teaspoon cayenne pepper. This is our brine. 4 jelly jars isn't bad at all. That's 4 more than what I had this morning. Can y'all see my apron? Isn't it the cutest thing you ever seen? And it's got a pocket. It's holding my glasses. But I absolutely love my apron. Let me show you what else I got from one of our sisters. Okay, the light is definitely not doing it justice. It is not gray, guys. This is white with an off-white trim. Look at that beautiful lamp. This was actually handmade, intended for my kitchen, but it's too tall to go on the counter without hitting the cabinet. And I thought, you know what? This is going to be the theme for the Sugar Shack. So I want to, with y'all's help, we'll come up with a way taking this as our focal point and making our little area right here resembling that lamp. And look at this beautiful lamp. I am totally in awe over the talent that our friend Miss Mary has, and I couldn't have designed a prettier lamp. It's just me, guys. This is me. I actually started to put it in my granddaughter's room when she comes, but I was like, nope, I want it in the Sugar Shack, and I want to play off of it. She also made me some pot holders. I love them because I didn't have any out here. Okay, I turned the light off. It's got a beautiful little pull card. So maybe, yes, look at that. Every stitch was hand sewn. I'm gonna back up. Yes, y'all can get a great view of this, and look at this base. Now that is beautiful work, and I thank you, my friend, from the bottom of my heart. Miss Mary, if you do this work on the side, or if you have an Etsy store or website, email me that information. I shared this with a couple of friends of mine, and they asked if you did custom work, because they would like to contact you. So if you have some information of a website or Etsy, or you do this on the side in your community, email me, because I have a couple of gals that wants to reach out to you. So I thank you. Now, sip of coffee and on to the recipe. What are we doing now? Okay, we're gonna turn our heat on to a high. We've got to get this brine to a boil. We'll crank it down a hair, and we need it to boil 5 minutes before we add our jalapenos. Remember when we did the canning marathon? And I said if you add your fruit into your syrup or brine, when that water hits it, you get an even canning in your jar. In other words, your product's not here and your liquid's here. That applies to your peppers too. So that's why we're going to be adding this to the hot brine. And we're going to let it cook 2 or 3 minutes because we need these to absorb that brine. So when we fill our jars, we get a full jar of our product. Okay, you see it boiling? I'm going to turn it down and I'm going to watch my clock 4 to 5 minutes. Now don't walk away because it can boil over, so you need a deep pot because you don't want this boiling over. Okay, mine reduced in 4 minutes, and the only reason I say that, remember it was up here boiling and I've let it stay at a boil. So I'm about ready to add my peppers. Now this will work on any pepper. I'm choosing the jalapeno peppers. Now we're going to bring this to a boil, another boil, and we're going to let it boil for 2 minutes. Okay, we're coming up to a boil. I'm still on a number 8. There we go. And we're going to go 2 minutes. Alrighty, my friends. I had 5 jelly jars heating up in the canner. I'm going to start with 3. I'm not sure I can get 4, but I know I can get 3. But remember, hot product, hot jars. But we're only going to fill these jars with these peppers. Very little bit of brine because we've got to cook that brine. So let's see how many we can get out. All right, let me do this so y'all can see. I am using my sauerkraut press because I want to pack my jars. And they're very pliable, which allows me to do so because we brought them to temp. That ought to be good. Let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, I want these peppers at the 1-inch mark, meaning right here where the crease of the jar begins. And the juice will be fine because you can use this juice to actually, when it's chilled, to marinate your chicken, your pork chops on the grill. It's phenomenal, guys. You can also use it as a base if you're going to barbecue ribs. Yes, and I'm packing them down because I just want to see how many I can get in this 3rd jar. But if I have brine left, that's why I did a single batch. I'll bring it to room temp, put it in the ice box, and this weekend we can grill. We're going to use this brine as a base for basting. Okay, let's see where we're at. You know, I almost got 3, guys. I'll take it. We're back at the stove. We're going to put it back on a high. We're going to bring this to a boil, and we're going to boil it 5 minutes. We've got about 3 minutes. It's been boiling 2 minutes now. That is some hot brine, guys. Let that heat get off of it. Look at that. I'm going to go ahead and strain so I don't get any seeds. That is beautiful syrup. See where I'm at? About a 1/2 inch headspace. A little bit more. Not much. Okay. Let's look real quick. Oh yeah, perfect. I'm going to pour up the rest of this. See if I measured right. Perfect. Look how thick. Isn't that beautiful? Now I will let this sit and air and get room temperature, and I'm just going to put a screw-on lid on it. This is going to go into the ice box, and this is what we're going to use to marinate ribs, chicken, baste pork chops this weekend. It's heaven, guys. It's so sweet. Now, we are definitely going to clean the rims of our jars. To clean the tops of your jars because they are sticky. And you'll see me move my rag around because I just don't want to keep putting the same wipe on each jar. Because this here is actually going to gel up. It's going to be very thick. I did heat my flats. I just pulled them out of the water and set them into the ring. Into our water bath. Now, if you're using a stovetop, make sure that water's hot. But once it comes to a boil, that's when you set your timer. For me, it's 15 minutes. If you're above 1,000 feet altitude, it's going to be 20 minutes. They are out of the canner, and I'm going to go in close. Do you see this juice? When this settles down, it will fill that whole jar up. This is the one that I didn't have quite enough, okay? But there again, I won't have 1/4 of pepper and 3/4 of juice. But that is absolutely beautiful, guys. I hope you try this recipe. We got 3 jelly jars plus a jelly jar of brine. And when I tell you that brine is scrumptious, it is scrumptious. Now, if he grills us some pork chops this weekend, I will use that brine as a dipping sauce. It is that good. So I will leave the recipe down in the description as always. And what do we say? Stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks for the get well prayers. They are working.